Hi, EVs come in all shapes and sizes, and I have this HiBoy U2 Pro scooter to show you. There's a lot to see. What you're looking at here is an electric scooter. It's entirely a scooter. You'll see it's not a bike. There are no pedals. So this scooter is designed to get you from point A to point B in a more of an urban commuter environment. And yes, it is an EV. Let's just take a quick tour of this bike before we actually hit the road and I show you how well it works. The first thing we got to talk about is the form factor, and you can see that it's a little bit of an unusual form factor. It's like a combo little scooter and bicycle all in one. It's got a relatively high seating position and a relatively high handlebar position, so you're sitting upward quite a bit, as you can see here. It doesn't have any place or pegs to put your feet. You've got this large platform here in the center to put your feet. It also, according to the manufacturer, is a good place to put like a crate or a box or something if you're looking to take something across town. It's a place you can set that on here. Also located here on the back is another small seat. This seat is rated for 110 pounds. I believe the overall bike is rated for about 275 pounds. This back seat is removable, and under there is a rack that you can use to bungee cord just about anything you want. But let's talk about some of the EV nuts and bolts, and for that we got to go down below. Okay, let's start with the business end of this EV scooter here, and that all happens down in the bottom and in the back. Down here in the base, we have the battery, which is rechargeable from a wall outlet. And over here on the back, we have our 110 watt peak power motor that will drive this bike 25 miles an hour, I'll get more to that in a second, for upwards of 34 miles according to the manufacturer. And that's a pretty good commute. You're probably not going to be going that far. To control all of this on this bike, it's actually super simple. There happens to be a big 7-inch display for you to look at, but it's really not intimidating at all. There's no touch screens or anything. It's just basically a readout of your speed, your battery percentage, and your actual mileage on the bike. On the right, we have a simple key switch to turn it off. Yes, it works with just a simple key. Turn the key off, turn the key on, and the bike's either on or off. On the left-hand handlebar, we have a couple of more things. We have a speed control. It's got 3 different speed levels, 1, 2, and 3. 1 being slow, 3 being the highest. We have a front light and a rear light on this thing. We have a switch for that, and we've got a horn. Now, controlling this bike on the road, you got a couple of things. First, in order to actually make the bike go, you have a throttle. You have a twist throttle. It is not a full twist throttle like you would find on a motorcycle. It is more of a half throttle that you'll find on a e-powered assisted e-bike. And to get you down the road, we have 2 16-inch wide fat tires to carry the load. I can tell you that this works really well on the road, and it also works really well over grass and other areas. So if you're taking it through a campground or a park, or in my old days of drag racing, we used to have something called pit bikes that you used to ride around on. They were gas back then, but this would also make a perfect pit bike in that particular case. And for stopping, they got you covered there too. They have front and rear disc brakes to get you stopped as quickly as possible. And to keep the ride as comfortable as possible, you have a very comfy seat to sit on, as well as rear suspension that is integrated into the scooter, which will give you the smoothest ride possible on this bike. So the next question is, how well does it work on the road? And in order to do that, we have to get it out on the road. First thing that I want to test is I want to test the top speed of this. They recommend, or they say, that this will get up to a top speed of 25 miles an hour. And in my testing, I wasn't quite able to get there on flat ground. The maximum I could do was 23-ish miles per hour, which isn't quite what it stated on the kit. Now, one thing I like to do with any e-bike or scooter test is take it up this big hill that's in front of me and see whether or not it can handle it. And it should be able to, since this doesn't actually have any pedals. But we're going to put it to the test. We're going to see if it can take it. My last e-bike that I tried does this hill at about 15 tops, gets to the peak around 12 miles an hour. Just to put that in perspective, let's see what this scooter from HiBoy can do. Okay, here we go. Full throttle. Peak at 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 7, 5, All right, now we're accelerating again. All right, we're sitting at a rather large intersection here. Let's see how fast we can get across the intersection with this scooter. Can we do it in a safe manner? Because cross traffic does go pretty fast. All right, here we go. About 17, 18, 19, about 17 miles an hour getting across the intersection. Now, another thing that you might be concerned about is it easy to put together? Well, it wasn't too bad. It comes in a big box, and there are a few things you have to assemble. You got to put on the wheels and the handlebars and the seat. I will say the seat, the clamp to hold on the seat, you really got to wrench that thing down with a serious wrench because it just doesn't quite grip hard enough. And if you don't do that, the seat will slide down on you. Other than that, that was my only little complaint about this particular assembly of this bike. Overall, ride comfort for me was actually pretty good. On the street, on the surface, it's really good. The independent suspension seems to work well. The seat is really comfortable. It gives you a good commuter feel. When you're riding the bike, it gets up and goes. It gets across intersections pretty fast. And overall, it's a good long-range commuter bike if you want to go from point A to point B. All right, there you have it, the HiBoy U2 scooter. Is it right for you? Well, I'll let you make that call. And if you do, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can swing down and pick up one of your own. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick video. If you did, I'd appreciate you tapping that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscriptions are always welcome. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.